All right, welcome in on a Matchup Thursday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. I am merely Bo. In the lovely baby blue is Dr. Z.
It's great to be with you. It's wonderful to be ensconced in baby blue and a nice KZE logo. It's a great time.
Lovely,
Times
lovely.
Are good. Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm all right. You know, I mean,
you put the gray in Grayson today.
I did. I don't know. I had a pair of pant. I had a pant that I was going to wear yesterday that I did not like the color combination, but they were just laying there. So I thought, well, I might as well put them to
run that
use.
pant back.
So let's run the.
What wouldn't go nice with like a black?
It's just
what didn't go well with it.
I didn't like what I had going on. It was just too much black. It looked like Gary Player.
I don't mind all the Johnny.
I know
Cash.
it's your look.
I don't mind all black.
I know, and you thrive in it and look great in it. For me, it's not working as well.
I disagree.
Yeah,
vehemently.
I think it's your signature.
By the way, can you use vehemently in anything other than disagree? Like if you, I feel like it only goes with that.
It's like a certain je ne sais quoi.
Yeah,
like there's that has to follow it.
Yeah, I vehemently disagree.
I don't think so.
I don't think you vehemently agree.
No. What was the line in? In A Few Good Men? Strenuously object. Oh, strenuously. Well, then
that seems
now that it's strenuously,
serious.
Now we'll take it very, very seriously. Listen, there's a lot going on in the sports world, and we'll make sense of some of that. It is a Thursday practice, so let's get you some updates on that as we inch closer to the Patriots. Center Ethan Posick, safety Rayshon Jenkins, a defensive tackle Aiden Huntington, not practicing today. Jerry Jeudy returned after missing Wednesday's practice. What jumps out, if anything, there?
Ethan Posick.
Yeah.
Rayshon we know is fine. We talked to him yesterday. So I think he'll be fine. He had, even when he did the interview with us, he had something on his wrist, so that doesn't surprise me. But I think he'll be fine.
And in game, he was on the injury. He ended up coming back and playing. And did quite well. But it was designated as a wrist because we were all like, well, he's playing, so I don't know if we need the injury designation.
Yeah.
Posick, though, that is an interesting one. We don't know anything about it. We had not heard anything about it.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Was he on the injury report yesterday at all, Gibbe?
I think it popped today, didn't it?
I don't believe so.
I don't remember that
go
from
back
yesterday. I could be wrong, but I think to me it felt like news today.
I think I'm just saying. I wanted to see if he even had any type of designation at all yesterday. So yesterday's injury report, no, Ethan Posick is not on it at all. So that's interesting. Now, the most logical explanation would be then, because normally if you get hurt in practice, it ends up you get a limited because you practice and then didn't finish practicing, and he doesn't have a limited. So I wonder if it could be something as, it is cold season. I wonder if it could be something as simple as he's just out today because he's sick. We'll find out. We'll find out around. We got this email yesterday, I want to say, in the at the 4:30.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you know, we're on the air till 5. So
plenty of time.
So we'll probably have that information for you sometime live.
As you did the cold
There's
thing.
your 3:04 time check.
Still time. I
didn't even say that it was necessarily a negative thing. It is.
Now you did.
Now I have.
Now he has. Now he's done it.
Now I have.
As you're doing the cold and flu season thing, and we probably shouldn't be there yet, but I was around 18 4th and 6th graders last night, and for the better part of 3+ hours, and beyond 3+ hours, and there were several already like coughing and nose running, and I'm going, good God.
Oh, yeah.
It's been 75 degrees for 2 months. How are you guys sick? What are we doing, fellas?
It's this.
It's the yo-yo.
It's the yo-yo, and then it's been cold, and there's been a lot of moisture in the air.
Yeah.
They don't call it hot season. They call it cold season. Private school.
Look at the big brain.
So I'm going back there
private
to be
school
around
Nate.
A lot of big brains tomorrow.
Gosh,
it's just going to be a meeting of the minds.
Just peacocking around at a reunion.
I think it's just going to be a lot of intellectual discourse.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
Just sharing ideas. What have you gone out and done in the last quarter century?
The very coffees you've roasted.
Yeah,
and
the different meats
that are
like
smoked.
the Hoff's got it right now. He's got a three meat challenge going on. It's just a regular prime, and then it's an
is Hall of Fame
an
beef
American Wagyu, and then a full bred Japanese Wagyu.
Now, is Hall of Fame beef are they all Hall of Fame beefs?
I believe that's right.
So I think I feel very confident that I could identify all three correctly. I think when it comes to beef tasting, I'm like Napoleon Dynamite with the milk.
Yeah.
Like I could get it.
I think I
like
get.
I'd
Oh
nail
yeah,
it.
I'd get
Yeah.
it.
I feel like I'd
I
nail it.
think that, and it's interesting. So in the taste that they had, they liked the American Wagyu the best, and that was my experience. Was that American Wagyu strip that the Hoff had from Hoff Beef, which is on sale now? Get some. Was like, I think it was the best steak that I've ever had. I think that's
it was a
pretty
strip.
safe. Yeah, it was.
And
A,
it was the
a
American
strip.
Wagyu.
Yep.
Yeah.
Enough from the clown. Nathan Zagura is correct. The people want Browns Daily back 1-3. Everybody is saying it. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
He'd know.
Yeah, even tag Gibbe in there. And
He'd know
the
you.
G-Man.
The great G-Man. Gibby's burners have been active this week as well.
And Gibby's burner's done with him.
Yeah, I think he turned on you.
He
Gibby.
turned on you,
Your
Gibby.
own Gibby.
You're out.
Your own burner.
Your
turned
burner,
on you.
yeah,
He's pro me now because of a
fine.
Virginia Tech staffer
Yeah.
or something.
I left him off a college football Nate segment.
Oh, you hate to see it.
No, he's
He'll
out
be
on you,
fine.
Gibbe. He's like,
He's out. Your own
done.
burners. You
All
hate
right,
to see it.
fine.
Look what happened to Durant.
I'll
torn
find more.
Achilles.
Don't worry.
When his burner attacked him, next thing you know, torn Achilles.
torn Achilles.
So don't do
Bring
anything
the
athletic
pain
this
down
weekend.
on Gibbe. Dead to the burners, followers no more. That was your burner. That was your Chicago burner. You're losing the Midwest, Gibbe. That I feel like that is when you. I could see you lose the coasts. When you
not
lose the Midwest.
Those are your people.
Those are Gibbe's
That's
people.
your people there.
Yeah.
Plenty more.
Well,
When did you get some sort of understanding or become aware of this FBI probe with the gambling this morning?
when Luca and I will watch our Sports Center around 7:45, 8 a.m.
Okay.
when we threw on Sports Center, that was what was on.
There you go. Yeah. I had prepped my morning show, and I got a text that said, well, going to be a different show today. And I'm like, well, why? And then I hopped on Twitter, and sure enough, oh,
That's why.
okay, that's what type of day we're going to have.
Yeah.
It's a massive story. There's things that
Yeah.
feel to me like straight out of Hollywood that I didn't even know still existed. Like this feels like a movie, like mafia poker game. Former NBA Finals MVP Chauncey Billups, current Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups as a front man to lure players in so they could steal money from the player. I mean, this is all that's missing is like Silvio Dante eating cheese puffs
Yeah.
with collosional,
Yeah.
trying to clean them up. I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. It's
I got
crazy.
fresh locks in the back. Fresh locks.
It's unbelievable. It's Frank Sinatra Jr. there. Like, this is real.
Oh.
It's
It had it all.
wild.
And then the other part of it was the sports betting part of it, and that's the part where Terry Rozier got pinched on that. Damon Jones, who's former Cavs assistant and former Cavalier player, obviously, he's mentioned as well, upwards of 34 players. They're separate but sort of connected, the two stories. Just a wild bunch of information
Yeah.
this morning.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. Like the Billups one is not in any way, shape, or form linked to sports betting, which they're trying to kind of make it like that it is. But it is not insignificant in its own merits, and the facts that are coming out about it are even crazier. I mean, they had X-ray tables where they could see the cards.
Yeah.
They had special contacts that had the cards be marked. They had cameras everywhere. I mean, it was a pretty well-run organization and operation, but they're going to face the music. And you just have to wonder, they're the first three. So is that just the tip of the spear? And then where does this web go? Because I imagine when you get to a certain spot, there are a lot of people who say, they're not going to say anything. And then there's, all right, well, if you don't say anything, this is what's going to happen to you. And if you do help us, maybe this is what's going to happen to you. But then you read that the mob's involved.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're
It
Billups,
is.
you don't want to. You know how we've seen enough movies.
No.
You're not going to do that. Yeah.
And I don't think when you're that public of a figure, can you go like into witness protection program?
I wouldn't think.
It doesn't feel like it.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
My Blue
It's a great
Heaven,
question.
great
I don't
movie.
know. That is a good one. I have not seen that in forever.
Yeah, witness protection. Steve
Yeah.
Martin.
Yeah, I have not seen that one in forever.
Yeah.
Probably 25 years.
That's when he gives the great the pickup line in the grocery store.
Yeah.
In the freezer section, he's like, "You could melt all this stuff." That was good.
It was good. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah. It's funny how some movies from those eras are perpetually on cable in the movie channels. Never. I haven't seen that. I truly haven't seen it in 30 years.
Is it like him and Moranis? Am I wrong about that? Who's he?
He was in a lot with Moranis, who, by the way, is making his return in the Spaceballs sequel, which pleases me greatly. First time he's been in anything, I think, since one of the Honey Shrek Kids movies.
When he came in, it is Moranis. Moranis is the FBI agent.
Yeah. Ha! That's good memory out of you.
That is good. 71% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Martin Moranis, Joan Cusack, Carol Kane. Sheesh.
It's
Anyway, sorry.
It's been an interesting week because this stuff reads like a Hollywood movie. Like the Billups thing reads like a Hollywood movie, absolutely, in terms of the X-ray on the cards and the whole scheme and how it was all working. And then the other thing that happened this week was the Louvre robbery. Have you seen the videos of this?
Now
what
that
are you hard
one
of seeing?
Is unbelievable.
Like, that's like an Ocean's thing, but it's not even that sophisticated. Just a scissor lift,
a ladder, and they went in. They took it like
what
jewels from the Napoleonic era.
Yeah,
and got away with it.
Yes, completely.
I mean, you think about how elaborate everything was in
no one was
all
fired.
of those movies. It just feels that's wild.
Little
to me.
inside jobby.
It does.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll ever see those jewels again. But when you steal a jewel, you can't sell them.
I assume, jewels I think would be easier to sell, if you broke them down. Like if it was in a ring or a crown, you could take the jewels off and sell them that way.
I'm pretty sure they'd have a pretty good idea of what jewel.
Where they came from?
Yes.
You're probably right. My hunch is that there is, and this is, again, just all, movies and stuff. I wonder if there is like a society of people who would just take great pleasure in having it and showing it to
100%.
their friends.
Yes, 100%.
And never making it known publicly. I don't know.
Could you risk showing it to somebody, though?
Not many. I mean, maybe like your dearest. I mean, it's kind of like a really powerful guy once told me, if you have a secret, tell nobody.
That's right.
Like,
if you want someone to say secret, tell nobody.
Tell nobody? Yeah. Seems pretty easy. Like, could you have restraint in that regard where, like, a very close friend of yours brings a friend to come look at the Napoleonic whatever? You're going to be like, what are you talking about? I don't know if I have them. Or are you going to go show them because you want to be a big shot? I don't know. I don't know what you do with them.
That's what I mean. What's the...
Yeah.
There obviously is they had a buyer.
Hugely. Yes, they got a buyer, and there's...
that person's just going to take them to their grave or be buried with them or something?
I guess. They just love
Napoleon.
Napoleon.
So, you think they'll will we ever see those jewels again?
I wouldn't think. It would seem like they'd be long gone by now.
That's wild.
If you set up to do it, it would be...
I mean, you think about, what's the Tom Hanks one? Why am I blanking on it? Da Vinci Code. Like,
oh, yeah.
How much they went through to try to get stuff out of there. Like, and then these guys just basically climbed a ladder in broad daylight into the Louvre, took it and left.
Walked out. We're good. I don't know.
And did you see the picture of the inspector?
I did.
Is that real?
I don't know. I don't know what is and isn't anymore. My kids show me stuff, and they're like, look at this, Dad. This happened. I'm like, that's not real. And then they'll go, oh, sure, it is real. So I don't know what's real or what's not.
I mean, he looks like out of a movie.
He does. Yeah.
He doesn't look real. I mean, they're saying, I'm rating that it's real, but it can't possibly be real. I mean, this guy does, right? That's the picture you saw?
Yeah. He looks like a male Carmen Sandiego.
It's unreal. I feel like this guy solves it, though.
He's on it?
I feel like he solves it. You can't look like that and not.
Like, do you think like they only use him like in the Paris Police Department? Like they only use him for this type of stuff?
Yeah. And
like the rest of the time he's like on a yacht chilling, totally. And then like he gets a call and they chopper him in, and it's like, oh, we've got Clouseau, he's going to fix it.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Yeah, because this is made to be like a Netflix miniseries now. Especially
both
with this
of these
guy.
Things are. They're both set up to be movies or miniseries.
Yeah.
Both of them are. This one, Enough from the Clown, did have a response. Attention private school, Nate. Cold season is caused by a lack of direct, intense sunlight, a result of the Earth's axial tilt, meaning the core cause of the cold season is a change in the angle of solar radiation. Enough from the Clown.
Guy's on it. Well, he's
MIT
sea level. He's got
MIT.
Doesn't he have like a Ferrari?
Yeah, he's got a Ferrari.
Yeah,
So
he's
locked
fine.
in.
Yeah,
He's locked in, certainly. NBA last night, Cavaliers obviously shorthanded. It looked it. And they lost in New York against the Knickerbockers, sir.
just real quickly to just tie
Sure.
the bow on
Yeah,
enough
go
on the clown. I've decided now that instead of being in an au jus hot tub, which is great, but I think could have like damaging effects on my skin long term, potentially.
Well, it depends on how long we cook you in there.
Right. How about I'm in Enough with the Clowns Ferrari in the passenger seat.
I like it.
We affix to the Ferrari, like those motorcycles that had the like little like sidecar.
Yeah, of course.
We put a sidecar of au jus.
Yeah.
And I just have like a long straw.
Sold.
That seemed great.
Sold. Yeah. I'm into that. By the way, if I gave you a motorcycle with a sidecar right now in preparation for Luca's being a young guy and you and him just putzing, like, doesn't that win?
It'd be amazing.
How have I not gotten one?
I don't know.
Why don't I have a motorcycle with a sidecar and Bootsy and I drive
only
around?
people
isn't that a home run?
The only people I've seen do it, there are two. Kid Rock. Kid Rock did it. Why can't I think of the name of the guy? Give it. What was Kid Rock's? He's passed away. R.I.P. Kid Rock's sidekick, who rode in the little car with him. They did it in the motor. It's like something Joe.
Joe C.
Joe C. Yes.
Good call, G.
Yes.
Man. I was thinking Uncle Cracker, and Uncle Cracker is.
Yeah. So Joe C. So
Uncle
Kid
Cracker,
Rock,
by the way, sang the original Game Day song before they went to the Big and Rich version.
he did. By the way, this is
a
wild. I
drum
didn't know
signed by
this.
him.
Yeah.
Joe C.
My
passed away in
attic.
2000. I mean,
You have a drum saved? Who else with a sidecar?
and then one of those reality shows. Vanderpump Rules.
Okay.
The Toms, Sandoval and Schwartz, when they opened their place together, they showed up in like Evel Knievel get-ups with a motorcycle and a sidecar. One of them was in a sidecar.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think if you drive one of those, you also have to have like the old school motorcycle goggles.
Yeah, they did. Oh, yeah. You had the
You
white
can't have, like,
old
the
school
helmet.
helmet with the
gotta have the
goggle. It
goggle.
was the old school helmet, like
Yeah.
a two-piece thing.
Yeah, with the goggle.
Yeah, uh-huh.
That's what you need on that.
Yeah.
Inside the NBA, it was awesome. Loved it. I was excited to see it back. I didn't know Chuck was skinny.
He looks great.
He looks great. I thought he looked fine before, but he's skinny. I thought the show was awesome. It was unchanged. It was exactly the way that it was.
As it should be.
Right after their competition to kick off the show.
Yep.
Then they made fun of Barkley for being a sellout. They showed his schedule today on the Worldwide Leader. They're like, yeah, how's that going for you?
No, they all played into it. And by the way, good job out of ESPN by just saying, do what you want. Do what you want.
As they
And-
should.
That is
but
so
like-
much better than anything they've put out.
No, for
Probably
sure.
since like Dan Patrick was hosting that.
Even then, DP's a legend, but like they've a million people have tried to imitate Inside or tried to do their own version of it. There is none. It works
That's
because
it.
of those guys, and
Yes,
that's it.
it's the guys.
It's the guys and their chemistry, and that's it. You can put other people in there; it won't be the same. And they just left it alone, and that's really cool because it was great. It was great to see those guys back. I did watch a little. I got home right around 9, so I watched the end of our game, and then I watched the beginning of the Mavericks and Spurs. And Cooper Flagg did not have a particularly good stat line, but he also didn't look out of his depth at all.
Yep.
Like he's clearly going to be a superstar.
What are they doing playing him at point guard?
Well, the shortest guy that starts for them is Klay Thompson. So he plays point at 6'10" or 6'9".
He's never
And then
played
it's
it before.
Anthony Davis. Well, he kind of did at Duke, though, Gibbe. Basically did. He brought it up almost every time at Duke last year.
In the tournament, yes.
He's kind of like what LeBron is. Like LeBron's not a point guard either, but he has the ball all the time, and that's kind of what he is. I mean, he's such a good passer. But the thing that was crazy is, as you said, like as we were saying, like their shortest guy on their starting 5 was Klay Thompson. Everybody else was 6'9" or better, and Wemby is a whole head taller than anybody else on the court.
Yeah.
He had a
It's
sequence.
so strange to look at.
He had a sequence yesterday where he blocks a shot where it looks like he's just a giant because he is,
Yeah.
and then takes it coast to coast, hits a step back 3 and 1. That's not fair. I mean, it's not fair.
It's not fair.
They need to put every resource, because I'm with you, we talked about it earlier, but that he is, you don't know how long he's going to be healthy, even in a season, but let alone like in a career. Get everything around them and go try to win a title right now.
Right now. We were talking off air. To me, I think you have there's just no historical data that shows somebody that size can stay healthy.
Correct.
You go all the way back to Ralph Sampson, and there's a million between Ralph Sampson and Wemby, but there's just no way for those people with that type of size to stay healthy. So to me, you got like 3 to 5 years to win a championship with this dude, and I would just do whatever I could to do it.
The thing about him, he moves differently than anybody we've ever seen at this size. Like, he had the pump fake, and he goes baseline. He does a double pump windmill reverse dunk, which, by the way, he dunks basically his feet are an inch off the ground as he's dunking it. He's unlike anything we've ever seen.
Samson was a little like that. He wasn't a plodding big man. Like,
no, he was a great
elite athlete, and he jumped. And I mean, the game was different because anybody over 7 feet at that point, you just go on the block and don't do anything else. So the game's different. But no, I'll grant you, he moves in a way like he's not like Yao Ming or some of those other guys that are 7'5" plus that just are different. He moves very fluidly. To me, it still feels like go now, and they might. As good as he is, they might just go now.
Yep.
But it's fun. It's good to have the association back to flip on, and I mean the Cavs will obviously be just fine. They're not healthy, but they'll get there. It's for them. It's all about April and May.
7 months.
Yeah, just get to April and May healthy. And to me, like if you were to do the game of like set the expectations, I think they have got to get to the finals. I don't think they have to win it because the West is so daunting, but I think they do need to get there. You may never find with this group. You probably won't find a scenario more conducive to winning the East than right now.
Yes.
It's you and the Knicks.
Yes.
No Tatum. No Halliburton. Yeah. It's your time.
No dice.
Absolutely. Hot Topics today presented by University Hospital, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. I should remind you that it's a mailbag edition of the program. Get your questions into Gibbe at Browns_daily on social or in the YouTube chat. We can take them there as well. I should also remind you to join Z and Gerard tonight, 7 to 8, Kevin Stefanski Show live from Slim and Chubby's in Strongsville. Hear from Coach. Meet Browns cornerback Miles Harden and register to win autographed merch courtesy of our friends at Bud Light. Coming up next, it is the first of our matchups. The Browns offense, will it be unleashed down the field this week? You'll hear from Tommy Reese. We'll get you that matchup coming up next. We're off and running. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Fill your game day cooler with the refreshing taste of Twisted Tea, hard iced tea, smooth, real brewed tea, 5% kick of alcohol. Look for the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea, keep it twisted. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly. Now time to head to the podium, presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience package today for the ultimate game day. Here's your offensive coordinator, Tommy Reese.
You guys are down 4 minutes.
What you saw from Dylan in tough weather conditions and everything this week?
Yeah, I think it starts with taking care of the football. Difference in that game and that weather was our ability to have great ball security. Starts with the quarterback and the center on the exchanges. I thought all of our skilled players, the guys that were handling the ball, did a great job of taking great pride in that. And that was the difference in the game, really, at the end of it, right? You look at numbers and all that, it's equal. And then you look at the turnover battle, and our defense and special teams forced a bunch, and our guys were able to take care of it, and we could capitalize on 2 of them. And but for Dylan individually to manage the game in tough conditions, especially there early, to have, there were some plays there that he's probably not throwing it because you get a ball that's wet, and he made the right decision to take care of it. So whether it was extending plays with his legs or, scrambling, and but proud of him in that manner. It's not an easy situation in your third start to play in that first half environment, but his ability to continue to make good decisions, take care of the ball, will give us a chance.
What was your experience with Mike Vrabel like last year?
Yeah, really positive. Obviously, he was in the tight end room there for the first couple months he was here, and he and I bonded really probably when we were at the Greenbrier. Like, we were in the same office for the whole time there, and really connected. I think we see the game in a similar light. There's some mutual people we've both worked with or know that probably helped form that bond, but really appreciative of his guidance, and still a young coach, and he's been in the league for a long time, both as a player and coach. So for myself to be around him was really positive, and happy for him and where he's at now, and excited to see him. Texted with him a few times this week, and throughout the season we've kept in touch. So really think highly of Braves, and excited to coach against them.
On film, is his influence obvious?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're sound and they're disciplined. They play tough. I mean, those are all he has that demeanor to him. You can see his personality shining through with how they play. It's very similar to how they played when he was in Tennessee. It's very similar to how they played when he was a player. So I think you see the influence of his, coaching background and as a player. So they're a good football team. They're going to do a lot of things to not beat themselves, and we'll have our work cut out for us.
What are you seeing on film from them in terms of their run defense, and what about the fact that they haven't allowed a 50-yard rusher yet this season?
Yeah, they limit explosives, right? Their secondary tackles well. They do a great job up front with movement and creating some penetrators and canceling gaps, and they're fundamentally sound. They're not very often in a disadvantaged point of defense, so all of our guys got to buy into the run game. It takes all 11 to be successful there. And we got to continue to find ways to be good in that area of the field and find ways to be explosive, because they've limited that. Like, you look at no 50-yard rushers, a lot of that has been limiting explosive runs. I think they only have 2 or 3 plus 10-yard runs throughout the season. Some of those are scrambles. They're not even designed runs. So as you look at it, it's a group effort. They do a good job of, being structurally sound and making sure that they have gap integrity, and then their secondary tackles well to get guys on the ground to limit those.
It's been so start and stop with him, and I know he's out of the protocol practice yesterday. Do you see any frustration out of him, and then how nice would it be to get some kind of run with him?
Yeah, some continuity would be great, right? I think we've talked about in here all year, you can get 5 guys playing together. That tremendously helps your offensive line's execution, and the comfort between him and the guard and the communication that goes up with him and the tight end next to him. All those things add up and matter. So, yeah, I mean, he's certainly frustrated with, some of the injuries that have taken place, and he wants to be out there, and excited to get him back, and hopefully can keep everybody healthy and keep the line going in the right direction.
Defensive coordinator Tommy Reese at the podium. Time for our first matchup, presented by Ballybet. Ballybet Sportsbook, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. When the Browns have the ball this Sunday against this New England Patriots defense, we're going to need answers. And there's only one place we go. Dr. Z!
All right, so this defense for the New England Patriots comes in. They've got 18 sacks. That's ninth most in the NFL, giving up 19 points a game, fifth fewest in the NFL. 77 yards per game rushing. That is the number 3 run defense, number 1 run defense in the AFC. But they're not as good against the pass. 24th in the league against the pass. They're the 11th total defense, so 11 in yards, 5th in scoring. So they've been a good defense. They've got 5 picks on the season. They're +2 in turnover differential. Where have they been really good? Good fourth down defense. And we like to go for it on fourth down. We've gone for it 16 times. Guess what? This is when we get to their side. They like to go for it on fourth down as well. They've gone 12 times. Not a great third down defense. Terrible in the red zone. Terrible at the goal line. So we've got to get the ball down in there. I think we are going to have to go for some chunk plays. If you were to look at where they struggle, there are 2 linebackers, Ellis and Spillane, both over 100 ratings in coverage. Carlton Davis is over 100, and then all their safeties, Duggar, Hawkins, Woodson, all over 100 rating in coverage. Their nickel, Marcus Jones, has been good. Christian Gonzalez, their corner, is one of the best in the league. He has been very good as well. But they'll get after the quarterback. They'll use a 5-man front as kind of their base look, but they play nickel more than anybody, and it's really a 4-2-5. So they'll have Barmore, Williams, Landry, and Chase on out there with Spillane and Ellis at the linebacker positions. Marcus Jones is their nickel. We're going to have to try to run them out of some of those looks or really, try to establish the run against them, but they've been a great run defense even though they play all that nickel with a small nickel. So he's physical as Marcus Jones, but we're going to have to hit chunk plays. I think that's critically important. Got to protect our guy, Dylan Gabriel. This is, to me, a big game for Dylan Gabriel to go after a defense that will play man. Middle field to close 56% of the time, 10th most in the league. They don't do a lot of disguising. They don't do a lot of blitzing. They run a lot of twists and stunts, so our offensive line's got to be prepared for that. But this is a team they'll play, man 1, 26% of the time. That's 7th most, but they're also top 11 in cover 2 and in quarters. So you'll see quite a bit of that too high safety look, that shell coverage. They're just as liable to play that. They're basically half the time it's cover 1 or cover 3. The other half it's going to be cover 2 or quarters. They're 65% zone, 33% man. Like I said, lots of nickel. They don't have coverage busts. They've been very good, just 3 this year. That's tied for the fewest in the NFL. Quarterbacks have a 102 rating against them this year. That's 7th best in the NFL. Running backs, no runner has run for 50 yards against them. I thought that was going to be an over-under. Quinshawn Judkins rushing yards, I thought it was going to be an over-under on Friday. Maybe it's something to think about for tomorrow.
Mix it up, yeah.
Maybe we'll see if you get that in there or not. Clairvoyant Nate. Tight ends have had success, and I think that's going to be critical in this one. It's going to be about our tight ends. It's going to be about Njoku and Harold Fannin matching up with their linebackers. Robert Spillane, who's a tackling machine but not great in coverage, and Christian Ellis. I think that'll be a big part. And then their safeties, Jalen Hawkins, Craig Woodson, and Kyle Duggar. That'll be kind of the big matchup, I think, for the Browns in this one.
What can we do to get Dylan and the pass game going down the field? He's done everything that he's asked. This is the next evolution. No mistakes. Hasn't turned the ball over, and
you got to take some of those shots. You have to do it.
Unleash it.
Yeah, we got to unleash it a little bit, and you've got to find the balance between. Last week it was so wet and the ball was so slippery that I think on some of those where he's getting a little bit, not of grief, but people are not happy with what they saw on the film. That in some of those cases, like the one where he's rolling out to Quinshawn, he saw Quinshawn. On a dry day, he throws that ball to Quinshawn. He just didn't want to risk it. Thought the ball could easily slip out of his hand. Something bad could happen. We were in control of the game. Wanted to make sure we just got the field goal there. So you understand that, but these are better conditions. We got to rip it. If you get the look that you want, if you get a concept that's designed to attack the single high safety, if he comes down, you got to throw it over his head. If he stays back, throw that dig in front of him. But we've got to get some of those 10 to 19 and then also 20-plus yards in the air.
Yeah, what's the line at first? Do no harm. And in situations like the one he was in last week, that works.
Yes.
But in ones where we could have perfect football weather over there on Sunday, it's one of those games where you're going to have to take a little bit of risk to have that risk reward, as we talk about with Zastel all the time on Tuesdays. All right, there you go. We'll have the other side of the matchup a little bit later on in the program. As I mentioned, it's a mailbag edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. Get your questions into Gibbe at Browns_Daily. Also in the YouTube chat, we will take them there as well. We'll go around the league coming up next. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. The Browns High School Game of the Week, presented by Ohio Cat, showcases top matchups, rising stars across Northeast Ohio. Each week, fans vote for the game they want to see, and the winning team earns $3,000 in funding plus spotlight coverage on the Browns' social media channels. Time to go around the league. Let's start with the injury updates. Lamar Jackson limited today, but did practice for the Ravens. Something to watch there. It's been kind of, I think they thought over there that he would come back and be ready to go this week, but it's been more
Harbaugh
of a
was
slow.
Almost defiant last week. Like he'll be back.
Yeah, it's
And
been
he
a
didn't
slow
practice
rollout.
Monday.
No, but I think he's practicing. He participated again, second straight practice today. Limited just means that they're probably just taking it's practice.
Yeah,
Like he's gonna be fine for the
but
game.
he only did 20 minutes yesterday. Was it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday was yesterday.
Yeah.
I think he only did 20 minutes yesterday, so it's been minimal. On that, are they getting everybody else back too? I haven't looked at their injury report. They had the most star-studded injury report maybe in the history of football.
I mean, they
a
did,
couple of
yeah.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
I haven't seen their injury report for this week. They host the Bears coming off the bye week. Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown not practicing on Wednesday or today in advance of Sunday's game against the G-Men.
Yeah, that's interesting. He had played, finally kind of got going a little bit. Devonta Smith had a huge game.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts played really, really well. We already said this is going to be a Saquon Barkley game. Bigly.
Should be.
Yeah, it's going to be bigly. I think so.
Yeah.
So yesterday for the Ravens, going back to that, Lamar was limited. Kyle Hamilton was limited with that groin injury.
Yeah.
The only player who didn't practice was Marlon Humphrey. So it sounds like they're
getting back. I mean, the last 2 weeks before the bye week, it almost felt like they were just punting on them. Like, let's just get to the bye week at 1-5. We know we're 1-5. We know what the schedule is ahead of us, and we'll try to manage it the rest of the way. My hunch is that they look at the back end of their schedule and say 9-2 will do it. If we go 10-7 overall, 9-2 will do it, and that might be enough to do the division too, because right now it's Pittsburgh atop, but
Yep.
that's their clearest path to the postseason rather than the wild card. Wild card could get a little tricky for them. Marcus Mariota is going to start in Washington Monday night in Kansas City. I can't remember if I picked it this way or not, but I was curious if Jaden Daniels and Washington would have like a sophomore slump. This isn't his issue.
No.
They have a ton of injuries, including his own, but their whole receiving core is out. It's just hard. Like when
you paid Terry McLaurin all that money.
They
to
did
not
yeah.
play this year,
and he's not playing. And they
I don't know who said that wasn't a great idea. That was a big training camp battle.
That was a big training camp battle. That was constant. It was a constant
big
battle.
Yeah.
But it feels like headed towards lost season for them.
Yeah, their schedule is really hard as well. It certainly does feel that way. Their schedule, so they go at Kansas City, home Seattle, home Detroit. So they could easily be 3-7 after those 3 games. Then they get at Miami bye week, Denver at home, at Minnesota, at Giants, home Philly, home Dallas, at Philly. Yeah, yes, very much a lost season for them. And you just have to hope. Now, he's playing well when he plays.
Yeah.
Jaden's playing fine. So he certainly is not the issue. You just want to hope that it doesn't become something like the C.J. Stroud situation where, Kurt Warner put out one of the tweets the other day. It was just like, I don't understand how this is the same guy.
I do. He has one threat, no protection, and no run game.
Yeah, but even
Maybe
when
that
it's
has something to
schemed
do
up,
with it.
he's not seeing it.
Well, yeah, but if the other times
Yeah.
when it's not schemed up, you're getting your brains beat in, and you got guys who can't catch it, you can't run it, it becomes who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy, and this is Warner, but you see this people who do the film stop thing all the time. They
Although
go,
now you can't really do film studies anymore. How about that? The NFL's like, shut all that. Have you noticed that there aren't?
Oh, no, I haven't. NFL shut that down on the
Oh, yeah.
All-22 stuff.
Yeah, the only guy I still see doing it is Baldinger, and maybe he's just like saying I'm not messing with it, but Orlovsky, all of them stopped.
All of them stop. Yeah. I'm sure the players hate it. But one of the things that always bothered me about that is you have no context of the human element that goes into every play.
Sure.
And the mental beat down that happens over the course of a game and what your mental state is in a game as you're making a throw.
Yep.
They're not video game players.
No.
Things happen in real life, man. Humanalytics, as they call it.
That's right.
Vikes running back Aaron Jones will be activated from IR today. Will play tonight against the Chargers. That's an intriguing one tonight. Chargers Vikes. I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It's a fun game. It's in L.A.
It's not it's AFC versus NFC, but it almost feels like a must-win for both to get right in some way, shape, or form.
Where are we? Are the Chargers 3-3?
I think they're.
I mean, they've lost. They've been bad. I mean, they did beat Miami in a game they trailed the whole game. The Vikes are last in the North at 3-3, and the Chargers are 4-3. So they do have that extra game. But Kansas City's coming like a house of fire, and Denver right now is atop the division at 5-2. So I'll tell you, if you're Minnesota, dropping to 3-4 in the NFC wouldn't be the best idea.
No, not at all.
So a little bit more room, I think, for the Chargers with room for error. But they've lost 3 out of 4. Lost at the Giants 21-18. They lost to the Commies 27-10. Then beat the Dolphins 29-27 in a game that could have gone the other way, and then were hammered last week at home by the Colts 38-24. So no Amari and Hampton, though. Like, they've got their own sets of injuries. There's a lot out there, man, on the injury front for sure. All right, here is the most recent example of why we love Joe Flacco.
Oh, yeah.
He's our guy.
So great.
This is an interaction he had down in Cincinnati with the assembled media. Have a listen.
How are you navigating
Got you down for right now.
dad?
Well,
This is happening.
the good thing, I guess you could say, is that I was in Cleveland by myself. My family was in New Jersey. We decided to do that this year because last year we decided to do it the other way, and this year we just said, hey, let's keep the kids in their routine and see how that goes. And there's been challenges with that. I love being there and around them and doing all those things. But at the same time, like, they get in their routine and they're having a lot of fun back at home. And early on in the season, they came out to Cleveland, and they're going to come out to this week's game. And I think there's always a challenge of sitting in a room by yourself and being lonely. So for me, it's trying to find ways to maybe stay over here a little bit longer, and then, just kind of take myself out of that mindset, call home, go sit at a restaurant by myself, and realize that, man, that's pretty enjoyable to do. After there's not too many situations. I tell people all the time. I mean, I used to see guys sitting at a bar by themselves, or just sitting by themselves eating and grabbing a little meal, and I'm like, man, I feel so bad for that guy. Like, you almost want to go join him. And now I realize, like, that dude was in heaven. And not to say that's obviously not what I want. I'd rather be at home sitting at the dinner table with my kids and hearing what the hell they were talking about all day. But if you have to do it, then you might as well take advantage of it. So, just little things like that.
Are Cincinnatians starting to see you at restaurants and take pictures and say hello?
I guess so, maybe a little bit. I try to get there early. I'll go eat the 4:30 dinner and beat everybody out of work and out of the house.
That's so great. So great.
He's the best. He's the best. He really is. Just tremendous.
He's also now at this point, and we had him when he was here in 23, he was like this, and this year he means the same now. What you see is what you get. But I do think, like, perspective really fits him well.
Yeah.
Now, there was probably a time in Baltimore where, you're in the throes of it, but now he's had, like, this bounce around career the last few years, and
it was the situation for Halloween at one point.
He was the situation for Halloween at one point,
which is so great.
So great. But yeah, so I think he's got perspective now, and he shares it, and he's got 5 kids, the 4 boys and the daughter. The oldest boy is 13, so that's how old NBC is. I mean, you're just a little younger than El Boods, and you know how active those kids are.
Oh, yeah.
At that age, like, they're doing a million things, and
Yeah.
like, you're going to take them out of their circumstance for a semester. It's
hard.
It's hard, and I'm sure he's going. They're probably coming to see him every weekend, and he's going there. But honestly, even that's probably some of it's muted. I'm sure they're in activities, and they're going to have activities on the weekend. So there's no way that you're going to do it. But it's a moment in time where this is the case, and he's making the best of it. And I'm with him on a great meal at a bar.
You just said it earlier.
It's undefeated.
So good.
Is it not? It's so good.
Yeah. I'm good
Said
with
it
that.
earlier, but also later.
Saturday night, Rhode Island.
Oh, yeah.
Got a dinner reservation for 8:30.
Yeah.
Great. Give me a TV. Let's watch a little Saturday night foosball and have
great
a meatball.
meal. Yeah, it's a win. I was telling my wife will say that sometimes. Are you like if I'm for down in Columbus or wherever, and she's like, well, are you going to dinner with anybody? I'm like, no. She's like, well, no, it's fine. It's great. I like it. It's wonderful. Watch the TV, watch a game, and have a steak or whatever, and enjoy an old fashioned.
Fantastic.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's the big key to it is the old fashioned
at the end.
The other, you get that old fashioned at the end, and then oh baby,
it's a good way to go.
Put you in a great spot, great headspace after that.
Very much so.
Clears you out, to say the least. Who do they have this week? Oh, Jets. Jets.
I mean, they
Jets,
should be 4-4.
Jets. That's why the last week was critical for them. It was a must-win for them to have hope. They beat the Jets this weekend. They get to 4-4, and now they can. You can go through a roadmap for them and say 500 when Burrow comes back. If Burrow comes back, I know you don't think he will, but if they can get to middle of December 500,
if they're above 500 and Flacco's playing well, they might roll Flacco.
Well, the ceiling's a little higher with the other one, but yes, a little bit.
They look pretty darn good.
Rusty Burrow or slinging Joe Flacco.
Red hot Joe Flacco.
It's fun when it's going good.
Yes,
there's no question about that. We'll do the other side of the matchup coming up next. Also, second hour of the program, we will open up that mailbag. Get your questions to Gibbe at Browns_Daily and in the YouTube chat. We will tackle all of that coming up in the second hour of the program. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We are presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Add more fun to your fandom of the Ballybet Sportsbook app. Download today. Get 50 back in bonus bets. You place that first wager of 10 or more. Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Time to head to the podium, presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience package today for the ultimate game day. Here is the first part of our matchup from our side. Defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz.
What can you
Goes down.
going up against Mike? You know him so well. I'm just a Mike Vrabel coach team. What are you guys heading into?
Well, you know the stuff that Mike preaches, and that's physicality, that's toughness, that's use of hands, and that's being sound across all three portions of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. And also, I think Mike is really good at formulating a plan that that fits all three together. It's working the game as opposed to working each individual group. And then, a lot of principles of, playing smart football and not doing things, that hurt the team and put the team in a bad spot. You see that in the way they play. Really good using their hands, offense and defense. So, that's probably the biggest thing.
Specifically on their offense, when you look at it, does it resemble a Vrabel offense or Josh McDaniels offense?
I mean, I think that anytime you have a head coach, the team's going to take the personality of the head coach. So I think that's probably the strongest thing that comes across in that. But, probably the reason that Mike hired, Josh, and I don't want to speak for him, but the reason he probably hired him is they're like minds when it comes to a lot of things. So you do see a lot of similarities in things that, Josh McDaniels' offense has done over the years, but that's probably not just, it's not a coincidence, the fact that both of them are, of the same mind with a lot of things. So quarterback's playing really well. He's taking care of the ball. He's using his legs. He's putting them in winning positions. He's certainly an outstanding young player.
You say Josh McDaniels offense. What kind of, when you think of that, what kind of comes to mind? What is sort of the principles that you have to face?
Yeah, I think probably the biggest thing is utilization of the tight ends. That's been a New England / Josh McDaniels thing for a long time. Both Hoop and Hunter Henry are playing really well for them, both in the run game and in the passing game. So that's probably a big thing. And just scheme specific or opponent specific game plans. Do a good job of scheming up things that maybe are, not advantageous to you. They do a good job putting their guys in position, and then just quality quarterback play. Obviously I don't say it's easy, but it goes like, when Tom Brady's playing well, maybe you don't get as much credit as when a second year, player like Maye is doing a good job, and you're seeing some similar things in the way that they ran things. So a lot of checks, a lot of ways to keep them out of bad plays. They're big into trying to stay out of bad plays. A lot of complementary things that look like one thing that they give you something else. So good counterpunch offense, and we'll have our work cut out for us.
As you've seen Grant play since you've been there with him?
I don't know. I thought he was playing really at a high level before he got to his injury in 2023. He's doing a lot of things for us, and he's doing them all well. He's playing with great effort. He's playing with physicality. He can play in the box. He's been blitzing well. Man-to-man coverage and zone coverage. And I think, a little bit early in the season he was pressing to try to make plays, and ended up getting out of position a little bit, and he's been dynamite in that area the last couple games, and ball's sort of finding him, and we ask a lot from him, from all our different personnel groups. We have an extra backer, sort of short yardage package. He plays like a corner position. Base will play a safety position. We have a big nickel that he plays the big nickel. We have nickel where he's playing a safety, dime where he's playing like a dime linebacker. That's not easy to do. That's very difficult to do, but he has the skill set to do it, and the intelligence and the work ethic to do it. He's making a lot of plays for us.
And how does he complement that room? Like, given he's big, he's fast, like he's bigger than Denzel. Like, does he add something a little different in terms of complementing those guys you already have?
Yeah, I mean, we were sad to lose Greg, but we did get a good player in return, and I mean, it was a tough situation for him the first week coming in. Super early morning flight, just played a Monday night game, had to turn things around really quickly, made some good plays, also had a couple of errors. But, the more he gets boots on the ground and more comfortable with things, you start seeing the playmaker. I thought one of the big things is he did a really good job on that ball in the end zone of getting some vision there. And that was one of the things that we talked about. And he tries to play physically, which is important for a corner. He's got rare speed. I mean, he's a state 100-meter and 200-meter champ. I mean, that was a track meet. Denzel's tracking him from the other side, but Tyson has a bad angle and still catches up. And I would say this about that game, that, there were a few things that happened that over the course of the year we haven't done a great job in, whatever. We got a special teams penalty. They had just missed a field goal, and we got a special teams penalty. We didn't go to pieces. We didn't give up a touchdown there. We stopped them, held them to a field goal attempt. They made a long run early in that game, and a guy like Achane is going to make some plays like that. We didn't fit that great, but, Tyson tracked them down. We got to stop, held them to a field goal. And I think, that's probably the biggest thing. There were some times in that game we had some bad field position. We had to punt backed up, got the ball midfield. I was really pleased with our ability to respond to those things, because that's something that we haven't always been at our best at over the course of the year, and hopefully that'll move. And, Tyson's a big part of that.
All right, there's Jim Schwartz on our side of the defense versus offense matchup. For the other side, let's hear from Josh McDaniels, offensive coordinator of the New England Patriots.
Josh,
You're down 3 minutes.
how is Cleveland's front four when you look at them on tape this week?
Very. This is big a challenge as we've had all year, no question. I think their front four is exceptional, and it's not just Miles. I mean, he's one of the truly great players in the league, no question about it, and presents all kinds of issues. But I think their front in general is very disruptive. It's a penetrating front. They're going to try to get into the backfield and create negative runs. It's as good of a pass rush as we've seen in total. Linebackers are super fast, and because you spend so much time trying to block the four guys on the ball, they have a lot of opportunities to run and tackle, and they do a great job of that. They're very, very fast, all of them. Young kid inside does a great job of getting everybody connected and setting the defense. Secondary's sticky in coverage. They play a good chunk of man-to-man coverage, probably as much as we've seen from any opponent this year. Blend in with their different zone calls. And they also are very adept at reading the fact that the rush is getting close. And so the sign of a good defense to me is when they're all kind of connected together. And when the rush is getting close to the quarterback, it seems like the secondary always knows it. And so then they get tighter, and then they're ready for the ball to be thrown. So I'd say, and Coach Schwartz has always done a tremendous job. So this is one of the best coached units in all of football. Certainly the way they play, physical, fast, aggressive, really good football players at all three levels, challenge you on every down, don't give you anything easy. So this is, and obviously statistically, pick one, and they're at the top of the league. So.
Josh, regarding Jim Schwartz and his use of Garrett, what's he doing differently than Myles Garrett?
You want him to be in one spot, but he's not. So that you start with that. It's always a little simpler if you can say, well, he's going to be in this spot only, and that's not the case. He more one spot than the rest, but we've shown our guys they're all going to have to block him, and they're all going to have to be ready to block him. So moving him is one thing, and he understands how people try to play him. You can just see the player. We played him 4 or 5 years ago, and you just see him when you're watching film now. He's grown too, because he can tell what people are trying to do to disrupt him. So he's got counter moves to their counter moves, and it's pretty cool to watch that matchup happen from game to game with him. But he can win on the interior. He can win on the edge. He can play on the right. He certainly plays on the left. So I think moving him and helping him find some opportunities to get singles is certainly I'm sure their goal, and they do a great job of it.
The quarterback at the controls for the New England Patriots will be second-year man out of North Carolina, Drake Maye. He has been awfully impressive early on this season. Here he is at the podium.
What do you see from the defense?
It's like they don't give up a lot of yards.
Yeah, they're really good. So they got one of the best players in football. They have some young guys that are real good. I think play some man. They play tight covers. They're probably one of the best cornerback duos we'll see. When they do mix up zone, they get good job of getting their eyes on the quarterback and making plays on the football. See that last week. So great tough challenge, and it's going to start another game at home. So it's going to be good getting back at home, but we know we got a tough challenge.
Just to clarify, that's the best player you're referring to as Miles Garrett.
Yeah, Miles Garrett. Yeah, he's he's one of the best players in the league, and he's somebody you got to know. You got to know where he's at, and I think it's a lot of credit to him. He plays hard, and he's disruptive, and he's good in the run game and the pass game, and it's going to be a tough challenge.
What's the balance against a guy like that, where you want to play your game, but also the emphasis being to get the ball out on time? So
just be cognizant of kind of the point of the play, and being good in quick game, being good when we are trying to hold a little longer. Just know the outlets, and we talk about outlets and scramble and throwaways, and just being smart with the football, and just going at the next play. I think they do a good job when they do get to the quarterback of going after football, especially Miles in his career. So just being go two hands on it, and knowing the outlets, and knowing when the play may be over.
Great. From a coverage standpoint, do you notice anything distinct about their disguise or what they're trying to get you to see?
I think they do a good job when they're man playing man. They're up on you, and they do a good job of disguising to this kind of junk cover 2 look where the deep safety comes in and plays the middle runner. He's good at. I think he caught a pick last week on it, so they do a good job of making plays out of it. And I think it's something that you got to be aware of and know when it looks like man and they go to zone, or throughout I think all downs they do a good job of it. So he's a great defensive coordinator, and they do a good job.
Drake, I think they're second in the league in terms of how quickly they force quarterbacks to throw the football. The Browns are. How do you try to stress them down the field when you know you've got to get rid of it quickly? Is that possible?
Yeah. Shoot, what they're up. They're like up front. They're trying to get up the field and get after the quarterback. And I think them getting the quarterback the ball out. Part of it probably the teams wanting to get the ball out fast anyway. So just knowing with one-on-one opportunities, and knowing when we do have more protection up front to try to take advantage of down the field throws. But I think their corners do a good job of sitting on stuff because they know the ball may be out, and their safeties do a good job of getting their eyes back because they know they're seeing the rush just like from their point of view. So it's kind of having an even balance of know when to take shots and know when to kind of move the chains.
All right, there you go. Time for a look at the second part of the matchup, our defense against this lights-out Patriots offense led by Drake Maye. It's presented by Ballybet. Ballybet Sportsbook, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly. For more on that, we turn it over to Dr. Z.
All right, starts with disrupting Drake Maye. Drake Maye's playing fantastic football, 75% completions, best in the NFL, 116 rating, best in the NFL. Now, interestingly enough, he never has a 300-yard game. He has never had a fourth-quarter comeback in his NFL career. So I'd say let's get out to a lead early, but he's on a real heater. He's got at least 200 yards passing and a 100 rating in 6 straight games. Longest streak ever is 7 for a young quarterback by Patrick Mahomes, who won the MVP that season. They'll play a lot of 12 personnel, 2 tight ends. Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper are the tight ends. Ramondre Stevenson is the main running back. He basically dominates their touches, 20 touches last week. Travion Henderson had 2, for example. Only 9 snaps last week, a season low. Their receivers, Stephon Diggs has 39 catches for 456 on 44 targets. Insane. Kayshon Boutte, he's got 20 catches for 356 yards on just 25 targets, a team-high 4 touchdowns. They can throw it vertically. They can run it. They can do a great many things. They start 2 rookies on their offensive line. Their first-round pick, Will Campbell, 4th overall, is the left tackle. Jared Wilson, their third-rounder out of Georgia, is the left guard. They have given up 22 sacks. They're not particularly great running the football. They have fumbled it 10 times. 10 in 7 games, losing 5, 3 of them by Ramondre Stevenson. So we got to get the ball out. But they are a very solid. They're number 8 passing offense in the league. They are the number 8 scoring offense in the league. They only have thrown 2 interceptions. That's tied for second in the NFL. They're top 10 on third down. They're number 2 in the league on fourth down. They've been really good there. They're just a solid. This is a solid operation. It all starts with Drake Maye. And he can hurt you with his legs now. 6.3 yards per rush for his career. This year, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Last week, he had 62 yards on the ground, a season high. But he has been phenomenal. We've got to try to confuse him, try to get him to hold the ball, try to hit him a lot, try to get him to the ground. Like I said, they do give up sacks, so we've got to make sure we take advantage of that and get to the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Do you remember, I know that you do, I'm asking this knowing the answer. Do you remember the day we left here thinking Josh McDaniels would be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns? When he was here all day? I can't remember if that was the Kevin search or if it was the...
It would have had to have been the Kevin search, I would think.
Was it that one?
It would have been the Freddie one.
No, because that was...
Dan Campbell, which we read that story.
Yeah. Remember he was here all day.
Yeah. It had to be the 2020 because then McCarthy was here.
Yeah.
All of that.
Right
yeah,
there,
right
we had
there.
the couch there. And then I remember thinking, like, because Josh was here in the morning, I remember he came by and he talked and
I thought you were going to say, remember the day when you thought he was going to be the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts?
Well, that too.
Which he was, briefly.
Briefly, yeah. Yeah, but like he was here all day. And yeah. And then where did he end up? He was in Raiders.
Raiders.
He went Raiders. Is where he went, and now back with Vrabes. Elk and Elk Serious Lawyers, serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK Ohio for a free case for you. Elk and Elk's proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. We'll hit you with your Fantasy Minute coming up next. The Mailbag open as well. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly. This month's winner of the local business platform presented by Minuteman Association with Medical Mutual is Envision Design Group, locally owned in Menor. Envision Design Group is dedicated to crafting authentic, innovative, affordable brand solutions. Visit clevelandbrowns.com/community/local business platform for more. Time for the Fantasy Minute presented by Scaleco Capital. Scaleco Capital, proud private equity partner of your Cleveland Browns. Bye weeks aplenty, my man.
Yeah, this is one of those really tough weeks. You have 6 teams on a bye, and teams of fantasy consequence are on byes this week. As you kind of look at the whole lineup here, if you got anybody on the following, Cardinals, so that's Trey McBride, that's Kyler Murray, that is, Jacoby Brissett, who's been hot. That's Marvin Harrison. Jags, Etienne, Brian Thomas, Trevor Lawrence. Lions, Goff, Amon-Ra, Gibbs, Montgomery, Laporta, Jamison Williams. Raiders, Bowers, but he hasn't played. Genty, Jacoby Myers, maybe. Rams, Stafford, Kyron Williams, Devontae Adams, Puka, and then Seahawks, Darnold, JSN, Kenneth Walker. So big fantasy guys are out this week. So you've got to scramble and figure out a way how to set your lineups. And so you're going to have to take some gambles this week. That's just the bottom line. You're going to have to take some gambles and go for a few things because that's just the way it's going to have to be. So if you're, without a quarterback this week, Joe Flacco, Jackson Dart against Philly, Caleb Williams against Baltimore, Aaron Rodgers against Green Bay, whoever ends up starting for the Niners against Houston, Carson Wentz tonight. Like, you're going to have to take some of these gambles and just get guys in there. Andy Dalton, if he starts against Buffalo, they're going to have to throw it a lot. Those are people you look at. The running back room, again, it's tough, but this is where you're going to start a J.K. Dobbins. You're probably going to start Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard because you need to. Chase Brown, I think, is back this week.
Yeah,
get him in your lineups against the Jets. Vidal Sassoon, Woody Marks. You're just going to have to kind of dig deep here at the running back position. That's just where you're at right now. R.J. Harvey, if you have, in a total pinch. How do you say the guy's name in Chicago?
Kyle Monungai.
Monungai. Maybe hope he gets in the end zone. Kareem Hunt, hope he gets in the end zone against Washington. I mean, that's really kind of, unfortunately, that's where you're at a little bit at those positions. Wide receiver, obviously you're playing your main guys, but, Wan'Dale Robinson, Tez Johnson of Tampa Bay. Why not? Maybe he hits a long one. Marvin Mims against Dallas. Troy Franklin against Dallas. You're just looking for people that give you an opportunity to maybe hit a big play. Alec Pierce against Tennessee. You're looking for people that maybe give you a chance to hit a big play and get in the end zone. That's really all you can do. Xavier Legette last week seemed to be a go-to guy for Andy Dalton when he was in, so maybe that carries forward. He had 9 catches. Tight ends, we've already talked about Gadsden. Obviously, you want to pick him up and you want to play him. Dalton Schultz is on the waiver wire in a lot of leagues. If he's good to go, play him. Kyle Pitts, Cade Otton, Harold Fannin for us, Njoku for us. Mason Taylor for the Jets has been getting a little bit more work of late. So those are people to look at that position. And then defenses, you're always trying to play matchups. Colts, number 1 against Tennessee. Chiefs would be number 2 against Washington for me. Bucks against New Orleans, although they've been a little bit banged up. Falcons at home against Miami, even though I do think that Miami plays better indoors. The Bengals, even though they're not a great defense, but they're getting the Jets.
Yep.
That's where you got to look and try to find a matchup that way that helps you out.
I think you also be careful, too. Like, it's 1 week in a long season. Like, you don't want to drop somebody that.
No.
It's sometimes you have to sacrifice a week. You have to do that balancing act.
It just depends where you are in the season and what your team's looking like.
Yeah.
But I'm in leagues where you've got to just let people go because you just don't have enough spots.
Yeah. That's the way. Interesting, very interesting and strategic fantasy week here in
tough.
It's very tough. New Rumpke Recycling Resource Center, one-of-a-kind facility located in Ohio, can now process 250,000 tons of material annually from over 50 Ohio counties. Learn more about how you can help keep our communities clean and green by visiting rumpke.com. We'll open up that mailbag coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Head to Maye to scan the Hillshire Farms QR code in the meat department until November 11th for a chance to win a suite for 10 to the Steelers game on December 28th. It is a Thursday. It is time to open up that mailbag. You can still get your questions into Gibbe and the boys at Browns_Daily, and we can take them live if you are listening or watching on the YouTube stream, youtube.com/Browns. Hello, Gibbe.
Gentlemen, hi.
Oh, how are you?
Updated injury report just out.
Go ahead.
Campbell, limited for a second straight day. Malik Collins and Batonio are back. Conklin was limited today. Let's see. After being limited yesterday, Mason Graham was full today. Shelby Harris back to full strength. DNP for Huntington. Obviously, he remains in concussion protocol. Rayshon went from limited to DNP, which we knew. Let's see. Posick has an illness. DNP was illness.
I believe somebody had that.
I did have that.
There you go. Now, this one's interesting. Popping up today for New England. Kyle Duggar, knee, limited. He was not even on the thing yesterday.
No.
That could be an injury in practice.
Yeah.
Yep. Everybody else continues. Ponder and Woodson were back after not practicing yesterday.
Mike Hall, full practices both days. First time that he's done that. So if you get one more, you have to think that this could be the Mike Hall return game.
It's been so long.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. I mean, he's a
Yes, it has.
difference maker in the middle, too. That would be
Yes,
quite
he would
formidable
be.
in a hurry.
Yeah.
All right, let's get down to it. You can tweet at us your questions at Browns_Daily, or you can drop them in our YouTube chat, youtube.com/Browns. That's where we go first. Lyle Miller, question for Bo in the continental United States. Is the wind as constantly tolerable as in Great Falls, Montana and the High Line?
Well, he knows because he lives in Great Falls, Montana, and he knows that Cutbank, Montana is worse. And Browning, Montana is even worse than that. So he knows it's bad. There is a relentlessness to the wind where I grew up that's hard to wrap your head around. Like, it will blow 30 miles an hour all day with no reprieve. And it'll do it for multiple days in a row. Because
Brutal.
you're on the Rocky Mountain front. It's not always cold, but when it is, it'll cut you in half. That's why out there you're always concerned about wind chill because the wind just blows relentlessly, absolutely relentless. So no, I've never seen any place worse where it just blows all day. Like, it's one thing to get, it's windy and here comes, like here when the wind blows, we're like, oh, here comes a storm. Out there, it just blows all day. Look at these little cuties.
What do we got going on here?
This is lovely. Look at these guys, man. Got little helmets, little fella dressed up as they're both in their Browns gear. We got cameras out here. Look at these guys. How great is this?
I wonder if this
Look at these guys.
might be fan of the year stuff.
It's got to be. Love these guys. Super fans
look at
right
that.
there. That's lovely.
Yeah. How about it?
How about that?
All right.
They look cute, man. That's good. That's great. Very cool.
We're going to have to find it. We'll find out from Vincenzo.
We'll get to the bottom of that.
Justin S. No, sorry, wrong one. Ryan, if you could pick a Halloween group costume for Bo, Nathan, and Banana Grande, what would it be?
The NWO.
I'd be Bischoff.
You would be Bischoff, but then we'd need somebody else.
Be a great Bischoff.
He could be Kevin Nash.
The Three Amigos would be pretty great.
Three Amigos would be fun.
Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, Martin Short. Get us on horses in outfits. Wouldn't that win?
What is it?
Yeah, that. You got it.
Hey.
That's a good one.
I think the reality of that, though, is if we did that, it really should be me, you, and the G-Man. And he would be El Guapo.
El Guapo.
The infamous El Guapo.
The infamous El Guapo.
He's so famous, he's infamous.
Infamous, yeah. So good. Does that hold up? When's the last time you saw that movie?
It's been a while, but it makes me want to watch it.
2+ decades, easy. Since
I bet it holds up.
I never.
How could it
that
not?
I would think that it would.
It's going to hold up, but I think it's going to have things in it that would in no way, shape, or form be allowed in a movie today.
That is a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
All right, Justin S. does ask, is Dylan too worried about throwing an interception, keeping him from throwing downfield? No.
I think he is erring on the side of extreme caution, an abundance of caution. And I think that at some point there will come a time. And the reality is what he's done would have worked for 2 of the 3 games. If the defense stops the Vikings and he's 2-1 as a starter, you would say, okay, this has been great. But they didn't. The Steelers game you're chasing the whole time. And now it was very effective in the game against, especially under those conditions against Miami. But this is a game, I think, where he's going to have to throw the football down the field. I think this is a game where he's going to have to let it go.
Folks, Dylan is a rookie, 3rd-round pick who has started, this will be his 5th game, 4th game?
4th.
Okay? He's completing a high percentage of his passes. He doesn't have any debacle. There's not a play where you like the play Cam Ward made on Sunday where the ball just flings out of his hands and he drops it he hasn't had those. Like, I don't know what in the hell people think is going to, like what you expect. He's completing a high percentage of his passes, over 70% last week, and did not turn the ball over, handled it. We won. Like, you expect him to be Drew Brees 10 years in? Like, we have problems in weaponry when Joe was here.
Yes.
Go look at Joe Flacco against Cincinnati. In his first game in Cincinnati, throwing it all over the second game in Cincinnati, throwing it to Chase and Higgins.
Yep.
It's better when you have the best receiver in football to throw to. Like, cut the kid some slack, for God's sakes. Like, this narrative around him is just nonsense.
Agreed.
And it is not reality in any way of what's happening here. So, like, at first, do no harm. He's a rookie quarterback. He's not doing any harm. At some point, you want the evolution to be go win a game. Maybe that'll come. Maybe it'll be this week. Who knows?
Yes.
But
it's probably going to have to be this week.
Good Lord, he's a rookie. I think he's playing pretty well.
Club sandwich guy. What's your favorite cold cut sandwich? And secondly, what major chain makes the best sandwiches? I don't want to go major. Well, I can go a number of different ways on the major
There's
chains.
a lot of ways to go
I
here.
will tell you, Monty's in Springfield, Illinois, where I used to live. I literally have a Monty's cup I walked in with.
I'll be honest with
Shut
you.
up.
I don't know the last time I've had a cold cut sandwich.
This is sad. That's
Really?
very sad.
You don't do like subs?
No. On a road trip, every now and then I'll get Subway, and I always get chicken, which is not a cold cut, and I get it toasted. I couldn't tell you the last time I had a cold cut sandwich. I don't know that. I mean, maybe when I was in Atlanta, I remember going to the Publix had a real good.
Of course it did.
Deli.
The Publix.
Maybe get some boar's head.
Yeah, the Publix subs are pretty elite if you're in the South. I used to do.
Well, that might be the last time I had one. We're talking 1999.
We'll crush a Jersey Mike's pretty much. He'll get crushed every weekend in some way or another, coming in and out of places with the kids. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, they always want it. Like coming out of a sporting event, you just scoop it up and it's there, and it usually delivers. Mike's Way. Usually go turkey.
That relish.
Yeah,
Best gluten-free bread going.
Yeah, they do a good job. And then what was the other thing? My favorite? Yeah, probably turkey, I think, which is interesting because I don't enjoy turkey really any other, but I do like it as a breakfast or as a lunch meat. I like a turkey.
Yeah,
I like
an
a good
organic
Italian.
turkey. I'll
Give me a
take
good
that.
Italian sub.
Oh my gosh, they're unbelievable. But you get one of those sandwiches. Yeah, they're so
What's
good.
on an Italian?
Oh, that's your prosciutto. You got your salami. You got your
Gabagool.
pepperoni. Yeah, you get all that on there.
Give me some
Capicola.
banana peppers.
Yeah. Pretty delicious.
Yeah, I'm not. Like, maybe I could go for a cheesesteak. I could go for a meatball sub, I guess, back in the day.
You should
but
go,
like,
you should
I
go
was
check
not
out
a
Jersey Mike's. You want a good
Yeah, they're
cheesesteak?
good.
They can do
They
like
do
a
a good
buffalo
job.
chicken cheesesteak.
Here's what I don't understand about the cheesesteaks there, though, is I've been led to believe, and I've never been to Philly, but I've led to believe that a Philly cheesesteak has whiz, right? Isn't that the deal?
It's whiz or no whiz.
Whiz or no whiz, but
Yeah, no
that's
whiz.
usually what I see it. And around here, anywhere else, if I see a Philly cheese, it's always provolone. So I don't understand that disconnect. Can I do a little exercise with you guys real quick?
Absolutely.
What start is this for Dylan? Fourth? This will be his fourth?
This will be his fourth start.
Okay. All right. This is the first 4 starts for Bake, who was the number 1 pick in the draft, and Jarvis was here. Had Nick Chubb, right? Okay.
Like the Raiders?
His first start was the Jets game on Thursday night, which was
he came in.
Came in. Oh yeah, that's right. He came in. So first start is against
You
the
and
Raiders.
I remember that, Bo. I don't know about Nate.
We do remember.
Well, it's funny. I actually got that right.
You did.
watched it on TV.
You did.
Nobody said, were you there live?
All right, here you go. First 4 starts for 6. Lost to the Raiders 45-42. He was 21 of 41, 295, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 51% completions percentage. Week 2 as a starter,
By the way, that game Nick Chubb had, I think, 3 carries and had 2 like 100 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Was that the game that we traded Carlos
Hyde? It wasn't right after that, but very soon. Yes,
it was like,
soon
yeah, we need to
thereafter.
play that
Yes.
kid.
Yeah.
Like, he's the one we need to play. All right, so then beats Baltimore in his second start, 12-9 in overtime. He's 25 of 43, 342, a touchdown and a pick. Third start, Chargers here, loss, 38-14, 22 of 46, 238, a touchdown and 2 picks.
Man.
So Bake threw 5 picks in his first 3 starts. His fourth start was against Tampa Bay, 26-23 overtime loss. He went 23 of 34, 215, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He actually didn't win again until into November. The next 2 starts, 22 of 36, 29 of 42. Like, he was the number 1 pick in the draft. It's hard, man. It's hard. Cam Ward's the number 1 pick in the draft. Go look at how it's going.
Yeah.
Look at Peyton Manning's first year.
Like, people want to, you throw in Dylan and you throw him in and he's an all, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's just out of whack, man. Sorry. It's annoyed. I'm annoyed by it.
All right.
He is
we're
being
right there with
efficient, and right now he is not losing the game. We're back to even in the turnover differential. Before that, we were dreadful in it. So, I mean, that is something that we're trying to do. And we've played 7 games. In the 4 games without Dylan Gabriel at quarterback, we had 2 takeaways and 8 giveaways.
Yeah.
So average 2 a week. In the 3 games he's been quarterback, we have no giveaways and 6 takeaways, and we should be 2-1. We're not, and that you got to own that. But that's what he's being asked to do,
buddy. The dialogue around him as if he was Kenny Pickett.
Buddy, I want to get back to the time when we were.
That's what they're. People are being critical of him as if he's Pickett,
right?
And he started all these games. And why is he not taking shots? He's a rookie quarterback.
Yes. And this last one, there was terrible weather, which was probably the most inviting of the matchups for him. The first game was against Minnesota, who played too high the whole time. The second game, he had no time to throw at all against Pittsburgh. It's the reality. I just wish we could get back to the good old days where we were arguing and making whole radio shows about whether or not DTR as a 5th-round pick was getting first-team reps when he was the backup quarterback.
Yeah,
I miss those days.
I miss those days, too.
Those days were fun.
Yeah, that was fun. That was so much fun. I love doing that.
Yeah.
Dog Pound Cleveland Brown wants to know, power rank your top 3 pizza toppings and top 3 wing flavors.
3 pizza toppings, that's easy for me.
Yeah, it's easy.
It would be pepperoni, mushroom.
I'm only that. That's what I do. If I do it my own way, I do that.
We just get pepperoni and mushroom.
Yeah.
But if I have to do with, we said 3. We got to come with a third. A good crumbled Italian sausage, because sometimes I could go with like an Italian sausage and mushroom, or pepperoni sausage and mushroom.
Sometimes I will, if I have to go with a third. I like your choice there with the sausage. I'll also like if they do a grilled like onion as the third, I'll go down that road.
Yeah, I don't like an onion on pizza for some reason.
But I never do. I just go pepperoni and mushroom.
Pepperoni and mushroom. That's all we
what I
get.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time I ordered like a delivery pie, but if I did, that's what it would be.
Wait till you come home from coaching youth basketball with little Luca.
Yeah.
You're going to be sucking down some pie and some subs again, buddy.
No way.
It's all coming.
No way.
All this time to prepare these gourmet meals. It's all coming to an end.
We act like I never had kids before.
No, I understand, but it's just going to be how it's going to be.
Artie
buddy.
Buckets. Let's not forget about Artie Buckets.
Greister, since you're going to be in Providence, given all his dietary taboos, would Z be willing to try Rhode Island chowder? There's no dairy, so it's not like that goopy stuff from Boston.
What is it?
Rhode Island chowder. I assume it's a tomato based.
I'm sending you, gentlemen, the link right now. Stand by.
Oh. Clear broth chowder.
Yeah, of course I would.
Very interested in this.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah, I'd like to know exactly what.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of that at all.
So the key difference is the Rhode Island clam chowder is a clear broth version made with clam juice, sometimes a small amount of chicken stock. The key difference is New England chowder uses dairy-based thickened broth, whereas Rhode Island chowder skips the dairy, has a lighter, more briny flavor where the clam taste is more prominent. Got to be great clams.
Yeah, I'm into it.
But I'm in.
Oh, yeah. We should do this right now while I'm thinking about it. Good. G-Man, can you pop that up on the screen or no? This is happening tonight in hockey. In the NHL.
Quebec Nordiques, Hartford the Whale.
They are going back to their original uniforms, both of them.
Beautiful.
Okay. Do you know which franchises those are currently?
Carolina Hurricanes.
Yep, is the Whale.
Are the Quebec Nordiques still in Canada?
No.
It's not Dallas, is it?
No.
Dallas took the North Stars from Minnesota.
Yeah. The Las Vegas Golden Knights.
No.
Still there and thriving.
Colorado Avalanche.
Oh, the Avalanche.
Are the Nordiques.
Or the Nordiques?
Yep. What's crazy is, I don't know how, this would be like if Baltimore wore our uniforms.
That's cool, though.
They're beautiful uniforms.
Awesome.
But I just think
Hartford
like if
the Whale should exist forever.
Yeah, I agree. It's an unbelievable kit. And the Nordiques one is spectacular.
Fleur-de-lis.
Yeah. Quebec's a city that I think could handle an NHL team again. I don't know if Hartford could, but I think Quebec probably could.
Bring back the Nordiques.
That's happening tonight.
Yeah,
so
that's
beautiful.
If you're looking for something to watch on the telly after you listen to the Kevin Stefanski show.
There you
there's
go.
Bobby
NFL
time.
football.
Bobby!
Hey! Bobby!
What type of bread do you like the most?
I don't eat a lot of it. I do like every once, like with an Italian, sometimes I'll do like that, or like a French baguette. Every once in a while, a sourdough, I suppose. I'm not
Same. I'm not a big
ton
bread
of bread
person.
Yeah.
Maybe from a dessert bread, a banana bread.
Oh, that's a delight. Jeez, how good is
Undefeated.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that you can cook best that nobody else can? This is an intriguing question.
I would say not that nobody else can, but very few can because they just don't know. This is beef soup. I'd say that is made in my house and a very few households in this country.
Yeah,
nay, the world.
I wouldn't be so arrogant to say is there something that I make that nobody else can make. I have a steak marinade that I like a lot. What I use on, I like it on hanger steaks, flank steaks, all of that. It's equal parts soy, Worcester, lemon juice, and a little bit of olive oil. So I'll do that. That's what I like on some of those. That's a delight.
Olive oil,
a little bit of
lemon
olive oil,
juice,
lemon juice, equal parts Worcester and soy.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, really, the lemon juice just tenderizes it big time with the olive oil.
Yep,
and then very little olive oil. You don't need much. I probably like a third cup of each of the two soy and Worcester, and then away you go.
Yep.
Are you a risotto or a fettuccine person?
I don't understand the
Risotto.
question. I'm a fettuccine is
a
noodle.
Yeah.
Risottos can be. I find them to be sometimes too heavy, and it's distracting from what I'm trying to eat.
I wouldn't order either one of them, but if I'm at an Italian
I like a
place,
risotto.
I wouldn't order either one. But
fettuccine is just a
I can
noodle. You
tell
got
you
fettuccine
right now,
anything.
you
but if
just
I'm
lost
taking
some
a
points.
noodle, I'm going angel hair.
The G-Man is not
Really? An
I
angel,
love an
hair?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I love the delicacy. And then
If
all the
I'm-
sauces ensconced, the meat sauce, I like all that.
Oh man, if I'm a long noodle, I'm going bucatini.
Oh, the big boys.
Which is
like
a
a big boy.
Bucatini's great.
Yeah.
And then short, I'm a big rigatoni guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe tweets at the show, Z, Jaden was my drafted QB1. He's out. Picked up Stafford a few weeks back. He's on a
bye.
Best available in my league was the Rattler. How do you feel about my QB this week?
Not great, but just hope that he can have some success throwing the football against Tampa Bay. Chris Olave, 2 touchdowns last week. They got Rashid Shaheed.
He's played okay.
He's been okay.
Yeah, he's been okay.
Yeah.
Club Sandwich guy chimes in. Nathan may have made a Gibby burner out of me by not having a favorite cold cut. What a crud.
Hey,
I like a club sandwich.
Hey.
You got to be careful in the roof of your mouth, though. They over toast them sometimes.
Like,
you get
it's
mouth
not that
cut.
I'm against sandwiches, but I don't like cold sandwiches. Like, I'm not eating an egg salad. It's disgusting.
Well,
Barf
that's
me out
a
the
whole
door.
nother
I'm
thing.
not eating cold
You do
cuts.
an
I'm
egg salad.
I'm going to eat, like, if there's a chicken or if I have, like, leftover steak and I slice it up, and if I was going to, I'm not. That's something that's actual Pedro would do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get, like I said, a meatball. I'll do a French dip. Love a French dip. You said, what's your number one sandwich? A good French dip?
You rarely see those. Those used to be at like every lunch joint had
And
a
they
French
should
dip.
be, yeah.
And they're a delight.
So they just opened, the place that they just opened in Sugar Falls, Lola's, has a wonderful French dip.
Yeah, it's never bad.
It's thin sliced prime rib on a baguette with some onions maybe or some cheese, depending on what you want. I might just
Skip
get just
the
that, and then
cheese.
you just dunk it right into
The au jus. There's your win.
There it
So
is.
much more to come. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Join C. Gerard tonight, 7 to 8. Kevin Stefanski's go live from Slim and Chubby's in Strongsville. Hear from Coach. Meet Browns cornerback Miles Harden. And register to win autographed merch courtesy of our friends at Bud Light. And we've got a score. Gibby?
The Chargers are wearing their navies tonight. They're going out
Back-to-back
in
weeks,
that.
not great uniforms.
It's the Jim Harbaugh revenge game when the Vikings passed on him and hired Kevin O'Connell, after which Harbaugh promised it was the last time he'd ever interviewed for an NFL job.
Don't worry about it. It's all grain of salt. It's his truth.
Yep.
By the way, the idea that he acts like they interviewed him, remember he acted like he was interviewing them? That's
yes.
Right. Yeah.
Like he was on tour. He was on a recruiting tour.
Right.
Yeah. Vikings on the road at SoFi.
Well, I mean, I think this one's pretty obvious.
I agree.
It's going to be a get-right game for the Chargers on a Thursday. Harbaugh, Gibbe said it, this one's personal.
It's personal.
Justin Herbert, Carson Wentz. When you have that option before you, what do? Herbert.
Yeah.
30.
On a Thursday, it's the Chargers by $1 billion.
$1.5 billion.
Comfortable.
I'll see
it's
you.
like walking backstage with your pass. Comfortable.
I'll see you tonight, Slim and Chubby's. Going to be fun. Look
I
forward
won't
to that.
see you tonight.
You don't know.
Oh, I do know.
We're back tomorrow. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.